So, I'd say Krakenweek has been a success, thanks to Ginny D, Pointy Hat, and every other creator whom I sadly don't have the time to mention. There are a ton of new videos about water adventures in RPGs, and on top of that, you've got a whole bunch of water adventures that you just get to pick up and play. That's great. I love that. And I want to put my own hat into the ring and make a video about these water adventures too. Sorry it's late. It's that much harder to record a video than it is to just work on recording the video. Hope you understand. I think there's an aspect of water-based adventures that is not quite neglected, not even entirely missing, just under-discussed. It's lakes. I want to talk about lakes. It makes sense why oceans get most of the airtime. They're big, they're scary. They have giant squid and giant whales. I like whales. I just think that there are certain stories you can tell with lakes that are not necessarily as easily told with oceans. One of the stories you can tell more easily with lakes than oceans is stories about pollution and poison. Now, that's not necessarily something you can't tell with the ocean. The Great Garbage Patch in the Pacific exists for a reason. But lakes are smaller environments with often unique ecosystems that are more obviously susceptible to pollution and to natural changes. Salt Lake City used to be, well, less salty, and the Dead Sea used to. Nowadays, these places are drying up, and it's becoming more difficult to live there. You can tell a bunch of stories around that. You can talk about groups migrating, dark gods dying out entirely. These are nuggets of stories that you can use to build adventures out of for your players. But not every poison is, naturally occurring for obvious reasons. Look at pit lakes. These are spots where there was mining and now there's not anymore, so these former mines and quarries fill up with water that is poisonous because of the minerals and chemicals involved. This is a great spot to have a story, and there are places like it. Look at Pathfinder, where an ancient war that was fought between wizards feeds into the headwaters of Lake Ustrati, and anyone who drinks from there now has a strong chance of becoming a mutant. Funny enough, in real life, there are certain creatures that are more vulnerable to mutations and poisons than others. Amphibians are often dying out first before other species. Bullywugs, or other frog folks that you might fight? If you have their environment polluted by wizard magic, like in Pathfinder, maybe that can cause for a few fun adventures. But hey, not everything that mankind does around lakes is pollution. Look at Lake Mead, the Hoover Dam. There are obviously great stories to be told around that environment for anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas. There's a reason why when Paizo made their first adventure set in Galarion, Wrath of the Rune Lords, one of the first things they did was use a dam. Although you don't even need people or poisons to be involved with a lake to make it dangerous. Anyone who's watched or read Lord of the Rings knows about the Watcher in the Water. Who knows what that is, or what put it there. But it is very dangerous, and it obviously made for a good story. And in fact, it's kind of partially what inspired the Aboleths and Algolthu, also ice. Now, you can tell stories with ice, with, Arctic exploration and stuff, but that's a lot farther north than ice has to freeze in lakes. And anyone who's heard about the Battle of the Ice knows that if you want to tell a story like that, lakes are going to be a better bet for you. Lastly, shipwrecks. Everyone loves a good shipwreck. So, why would you prefer lakes to oceans for shipwrecks? Well, oceans, as I've said before, are a big place. Lakes are not. But lakes are also easier to navigate. So, there'll be a lot of ships there in the same spot, and that can cause a lot of shipwrecks. And Pathfinder knows this too. Pathfinder has a place called Encarthen, which is one of the biggest trading waterways in the Inner Sea region. It's also a place with a necromancer living at the center of it. So, you've got this environment that's already good for shipwrecks, and then you add necromancy on top of it. That's just one of the coolest environments I could think of to have a maritime adventure. So, you put all that together, And I say that that's why lake adventures rock. If you want to leave anything about like a comment on the video, or you want to talk about your favorite lakes or adventures around your lakes, feel free to comment. And if you want to subscribe, don't let me stop you.